So, Dos, can you sum up your thoughts and emotions following that game?
I thought it was a well-deserved victory. Obviously, for Worthing, the scoreline will tell you that. We had great spells in the game where we missed, we think about a dozen chances you can't miss at this level. And every time we missed 2 or 3 of those, Worthing broke. They were very clinical on the day. I think they've got 2 goals in the last 5 minutes distorted the scoreline. I think we've hit the bar, the post, the bar. I mean, keepers made some great saves. And we had spells in the game where it looked as though we were going to, sort of run away with it. I thought the first 25 minutes, it looked like, we had 4 unbelievable chances, Billy Clifford being the opening one. And as I said, I thought the goal was against a run and play. But that's a brilliant away performance from them. They've kept the ball as they do. They played as they do. And they were absolutely clinical. I don't remember Brad making actually too many saves. I think the second goal, was a real killer. Obviously, just ended up running to the guy. Nothing really you can do. And the last two goals, as I said, we're trying desperately to get back in the game. We've left ourselves wide open, which is, right. It suits them. It's right up their street. So, listen, you got to take your punishment, and we'll do that. We'll have it in our minds, the reaction of their players bashing our door and singing away. That will stay with us. So the away game down at their place, there'll be some long memories this end of their reaction. But sometimes in football and in life, you got to take one, and unfortunately, that's the case for us today.
Well, in the week, you somewhat did warn me about how good of a side they are, and they did come and they almost had a bit of a game plan, and to get an away win like that is credit to them. I
think if you analyse the game, what you'll see is I think 15 clear-cut chances we had to their probably 7, and they were ultra clinical. And we said at half time, we felt 1-0 down, but we had the slope and the win second half. We said it was so important to go and finish the next chance or 2 that we had, and we didn't. We had another 5 chances before they scored their second goal. 5 chances. So if you don't take your chances at any level, you don't win football matches. Goals change games, and their goals would change the game each time they scored. So I'd like to give all the credit to them today, because I think what Adam's been saying, their manager, is that they've created probably those 6, 7, 8 chances week in, week out, and they've only been getting either no goals or 1 goal. Today they were clinical, and that's what he'd have been looking for. Brilliant away performance from them. I take nothing away from them, just a disappointment of us missing golden chances that would have changed the game.
And is it going into the dressing room after that game, sort of putting on the emphasis that you do need to score those chances?
It was the same last week. You look at the game last week at Tonbridge, we had golden chances and ended up drawing the game. Today's not fatal for us. Like I said, we're in a great position. 20 games, 43 points. Normally 2 points a game will get close to winning the league. But as I said, if you want to keep chasing absolute tail, you've got to win at home. You've got to beat Worthing at home, and we haven't done that today. So, the lads are incredibly disappointed. They know they've thrown away a good opportunity, but it's 1 game out of 46. The big thing now as a group is we have to work hard next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and be ready for a game against Slough away.
Is there any changes going to be in that week, or is it going to be business as usual at training?
Changes in what sense?
Well, in the sense of following a defeat like this.
No, listen, if you win, you've got to stay there, and if you lose, you've got to stay there. The work that we do during the week, we did a lot of work on Worthing on Tuesday and Thursday. I thought we were well organised, well set up to deal with it. As I said, if you're 4-0 up in the first 25 minutes, then you win the game. If you don't take your chances in football, and it happens, I've seen it too many times. And that's football. That's the reason we love the game. If it was a given that every time you had an easy chance you'd score, none of us would turn up. It's the fact that you don't know with football. And today they're always capable of that. Worthing are capable of doing that to anybody. And if you don't, as I said, you don't take the amount of chances that we had, everyone in football know the goals will change games. There's no changes to training. There'll be changes in the context of tactically, because we know Slough play differently to Worthing. But as I said, the way you look at the group now is the response, and the response next Saturday, I can tell you now, will be very, very good.
And it is a bit of a calm before the storm, because it's 3 tough games coming up after this week's break.
Yeah, but we should want to embrace that. When you've been beat, you want to play on the Tuesday night. You don't actually want to wait for a whole week. So I think we got Slough, Dartford, and then away to St Albans. So that's where your season is. I think after that, that's halfway point of the season. If we can get a couple of wins out of that, we'd be on 49 points. Would that put you on nearly 100? So you've got to be realistic. You're not going to go through the whole season without defeats. You're not going to go through the whole season playing well every game. But we didn't play badly today. We just didn't. As I said, I keep going over the same thing. We didn't play badly, and we regret over the weekend not taking, at least more than one of the 15 chances we had.
Lovely. Cheers, Dos.
Cheers, Adam.